Donald Trump just bombed at his White House Correspondents' Dinner speech. Yes, they rescheduled the White House Correspondents' Dinner to tonight. This was the worst speech ever, and saying that he bombed and it's the worst speech ever does not even do it justice. The entire crowd was silent for the speech. It was just awful. Let me just show you what went down. Donald Trump began by saying this horrific and misogynistic stuff about Caitlin Collins. Let's play this clip.
But they'll learn their lesson. But I want to personally congratulate CNN's Caitlin Collins on receiving her award. It was all about me. It's a fake. She shouldn't get the award. It was a fake, but I didn't mind. I said, Caitlin, congratulations. But it was fake. There's no question about it. But she's a young, attractive woman. She never smiles. I said, Caitlin, do you have a smile? Smile. You have a nice position. You're at CNN Fake News. You should be a happy person. So smile, Caitlin. Just smile. But we attack, and I thought Caitlin had really made it big with a major new sponsorship, but then I informed her that it wasn't her on the Bud Light can, it was Dylan Mulvaney. And Dylan Mulvaney cost Bud Light $35 billion in market cap. That was the worst commercial ever made, by the way, for those few people that want to hear that. Most people don't care, but I would. I wouldn't want to hire Dylan anytime soon. Think of it, they hired Dylan Mulvaney, and their market cap has gone down by $35 billion. Who wrote that commercial?
And then, oof, he gave this horrific joke about walking upstairs and a couple making love to each other. No one knew what the hell was going on. Here, play this clip.
The other day, a senator I knew got a text, a great guy, from his wife. And she said, when you get home, I want to have you immediately come up the stairs and make love to me. And he said, I can't do both. You know what? In other words, can't go up the stairs and make love. Does anybody get that? Well, I thought that was actually pretty good.
And the crowd did not seem to be too amused by Donald Trump going on about 450,000 people being turned away at his speech and just making up numbers. Again, you could hear a pin drop. It was that silent. Here, play this clip.
Big lightning. It takes just a little bit to do some big damage. So they said everybody must leave. 450,000 people were forced to leave, and they left. And then I said to myself, let me call up and find out what the hell's going on. And I called up and I spoke to a brilliant young man. He said, don't worry about it, sir. We can do it in a couple of weeks. I said, you can't do it in a couple of weeks. This is the 250th birthday. In 2 weeks, what are we going to do? Say, let's go? We're going to have a redo? No. I said, I'll speak if I have to speak at 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock. I don't care.
Then he started talking about how nobody wants to watch the Academy Awards anymore because they took on Trump. And again, this isn't funny. No one knows what the hell he's even talking about. And people are looking around like, what even is this? Let's play this clip.
But of course, this evening, it's really all about the fake news media and your handling of prizes, and writing and producing and performing made up stories like the Academy Awards. Academy Awards used to be the epitome of ratings. Outside of the Super Bowl, it got the second most ratings. Now it's down in the dumps. Nobody wants to watch it anymore because they took on Trump. They hit me all night long. They hit me. The winner is so-and-so. I want to talk about Donald Trump. I hate this man. Nobody wants to hear this stuff. Right, Peter? Nobody wants to hear it. You ever see the ratings? They used to have 48 million people. Now they have 2 people watching. But they'll learn their lesson.
He then starts talking about Bruce Springsteen being ugly and that Bruce Springsteen may run for office. Do you know what the hell he's even talking about? Let's play this clip.
He held an event, like 3 people showed up, and given the choice between seeing some of the really beat up faces of the UFC, almost everyone chose the people in the UFC. It was between the 2 of them of the UFC. And what about Bruce Springsteen? What the hell happened to that guy? He looks like hell. I don't care what anyone says. I'm not supposed to say. I'm sure he doesn't like the way I look, but I don't look so bad. But at a recent concert, Bruce, all he did was talk politics. He ought to run for office. That'd be interesting.
Then he talks about Rosie O'Donnell. Let me show you what he said. Let's play it.
On a little pencil pencil neck. And then I'm told that even Rosie O'Donnell reached out from Ireland. She really wanted to be here in order to honor me. She loves me very much, and she was desperate to come back to the United States and pay her respect to Donald J. Trump. But that didn't work out, unfortunately, because nobody wanted her to come back. But she's one of the greatest sufferers of Trump derangement syndrome. She's a sick young woman, sick older woman, I guess now I have to say.
He then said something about CNN being disappointed in Jake Tapper, and I call him Fake Tapper. And again, the entire crowd was looking around like, this is the worst thing ever. This is the most pathetic human being ever. Here, let's play this clip.
But he was upset about this. One was on page 7, 3 were on page 1. They were all written by Josh. But he's hit the big time, and he's a workhorse, and yet he's almost unhirable. You know, he's just one of these guys. Wall Street Journal's lucky to have him. But it's unbelievable. He's almost unhirable. CNN is also here, and I'm very disappointed they didn't bring Fake Tapper because he's had a rough couple of years, Fake has. You know, he calls me up every once in a while. If I pick it up, I pick up my phone. I used to go to this young lady. I'd say, any calls from the press? No, sir. I said, oh.
Then he started saying that Iran, I kid you not, he says Iran really wants to make a deal with him. They're begging him for a deal. Let me show you what he says. Let's play this clip.
No, it's the only thing we were talking before. I said, so we've hit Iran very hard. Their Navy is gone. Their Air Force is gone. 250 jets, no longer. 159 boats, good boats. In fact, I said, why the hell didn't we keep them? We could have used them. But 159, but all at the bottom of the sea. They have no radar. They have very few drones left, despite what you see. And every once in a while, they're going to set some things up, but they don't have much left. And by the way, they are talking to us right now. They'd love to make a deal. I don't think they're ready to. I don't think it's time yet, but I'm willing to listen.
Then throughout this evening, he was just sleeping. I'll just show you a few clips. Here he is, like sleeping. Is someone going to wake him up? Let's play it.
Examples of that, going after Washington Post reporters in supposedly searching her office.
Then when he was up for a little bit, it looked like he was vomiting on his hands. Here, play this clip right here.
More than usual in the past few weeks. Is that a fair characterization? I think that is an eminently fair characterization. First of all, it's good to be with you, Chris.
Then after his speech, again, it just, I don't even know what is going on there. Checking in on Trump right here. Again, he's like just sleeping throughout this thing. Here, play this clip.
I'm going big. There's a passport involved. David, keep your eyes closed. Keep your eyes closed. Keep your eyes closed. What was the place when I said spin?
He then says that Don Lemon has a low IQ. And again, he's prosecuting criminally Don Lemon. Here, play this clip.
But he's still making a living, so I can't knock it. But we had a contest for who had the lowest ratings and the lowest IQ on television. And that was actually Don Lemon, I think. You know, when I said that he's the dumbest man on television, I said, when you say some things, you never make a comeback. It's not like, oh, gee, hey, Don, let's have dinner some night. But I know what I'm saying.
Then I just feel like the guests and everybody who are here are just incredibly confused by what's even going on here. Let's play this clip.
But you're going to be safe. We're building something that's going to be amazing. And in light of what we went through, I think people understand it. It's going to be amazing. A phenomenal, one of the biggest drone ports anywhere in the world, right on the roof, right protecting the White House, not only the ballroom. And what's underneath, is supposed to be a top military secret, what's underneath, but then you get sued as usual, and you have to reveal that you're building this unbelievable situation downstairs with room after room of very complex stuff. It was the military's dream to have it built. I wanted to have a ballroom because for 150 years they wanted it. And then the generals came to see me and they said, sir, you're building something. This gives us an opportunity to do something that will be so unbelievable, never happen again. Because there's very little built under the White House, very hard to build under a very fragile building like that. It's very fragile, it's old. And
he then says the following about Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon. Let's play it.
But this year, the association decided not to have a comedian, so they considered using Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon. These guys, they're terrible. They're terrible. Stephen Colbert. These are people without talent. They get a lot. They have talent. You know who has talent? Their agent, getting them the money they get. They have no talent. But they are not comedians. They're not funny people. They're angry people. They're sick people. But the association really...
He then says that Senator Schiff is a clown and is a professional clown. Let's play it.
So they thought about going with a professional clown for entertainment, but Adam Shifty Schiff was not available. You know, he's known, I called him, I hate some people, you know, I shouldn't say this, I'm not supposed to hate, I'm supposed to love everybody, but he's a terrible person, he's a liar. And I called him Watermelon Head.
Then he puts on a Trump 2028 hat. I mean, again, this is the White House Correspondents' Dinner. How pathetic is it that the press is there as he puts on a Trump 2028 hat and then says, all right, everybody, thank you. Here, play this clip.
Now I'm going to do it again. Thank you. I'm going to do it. Should be easy. I'm getting very good at running for president. No, I won 3 times, did very well the second time, by the way.
Then before Donald Trump gave a speech, the White House Correspondents Association gave their big award for courage in reporting to the Wall Street Journal for reporting on Donald Trump's relationship with Epstein. And then Donald Trump, here, just play this clip.
And now the Katharine Graham Award for Courage and Accountability, named for the legendary Washington Post publisher, and it comes with a prize of $10,000. This year's award goes to the Wall Street Journal. The Journal's courageous reporting on President Trump's past relationship with financier Jeffrey Epstein triggered the release of the so-called Epstein files, thousands of documents that might otherwise have remained hidden from the public. And despite the president's threat of a lawsuit, the Journal published a story about a provocative letter to Epstein bearing President Trump's signature. Trump quickly filed a $20 billion lawsuit against the Journal, revealing reporter Khadija Safdar's home address. Her family had to be relocated. The Journal was kicked off of Air Force One. But the reporters continue to file revelatory stories. Please welcome the winners of the Katharine Graham Award from the Wall Street Journal. Khadija Safdar, Sadie Gurman, Annie Linsky, Josh Dawsey again, Alex Leary, Rebecca Ballhaus, and Ryan Barber. Their colleague, Joe Palazzolo, could not attend tonight.
And didn't it look like this is what Trump looked like when the Wall Street Journal won the award for reporting on his ties to a pedophile and mentioned that he doxed one of the journalists? That was his reaction to it right there. Anyway, I could go on and on and on. I think you get the point. That was the speech. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million. Get your copy of WTF America by me and my brothers. Hit the QR code. Pre-order it now. It comes out in October, right after that speech. WTF, huh? WTF. Hit subscribe here as well. Breaking news right now. My brothers and I wrote a book. It's called WTF America. And well, doesn't that just say it all? It comes out officially this October, but you can pre-order your copy today. Just scan the QR code or click the link in the description below.